Heard around the world by everybody and their mama. The Jesse Lee Peterson Radio Show.
Barack Obama's State of the Union speech last night clearly laid out what he's about. Nothing new to me, but to a lot of folks it was new. And I think a lot of folks got a better image of what Obama was about last night, or is about as well. And while Obama is saying that the world is wonderful, things are better, peace is upon us, in Yemen, the rebels are holding the president of Yemen right now. And so he's captured in his home. He can't get out. And the U.S. has a couple of ships over there to bring the Americans home from their embassy there in Yemen. So they're trying to get them out. While the world is at peace, all is well, party, party, party. Let's give away more and more money that we don't have. Free education, free child care, free universal college care, free paid sick leave, women equal pay, everything. We just got money to spend. It's just mind-blowing, folks. And that poor response from the Republican after Obama's speech last night by that woman, what's her name, Patrick?
Joni Ernst from Iowa.
It was disgraceful. It was shameful. It just looked like one of those dummy dolls in a store. What do they call mannequins?
Mannequin.
That was dressed up with a wig and a lot of makeup, and they painted a smile on her face and say, "Here's what you say." And she said it, and the little wind-up thing ran down. It was no power, no confidence, just... We are nice and sweet Republicans. Love us. I want to give you some of the sound bites from last night, State of the Union speech, and Patrick Rooney going to respond to them. He's the smartest white man on this side of heaven, and I want your response as well. Obama says, this is Obama's State of the Union 2015. Obama says, "I will veto."
We can't put the security of families at risk by taking away their health insurance, or unraveling the new rules on Wall Street, or refighting past battles on immigration when we've got to fix a broken system. And if a bill comes to my desk that tries to do any of these things, I will veto it. It will have earned my veto.
You say, Patrick Rooney?
Well, you know, he's acting again as if he's the winner. You know, one thing he said about there, and we talked about, was health insurance, and it just occurred to me.
We're going to get to that, but do the veto thing first.
Oh, well, you know, the veto thing is saying that I lost, but I didn't really lose.
Right.
I won.
There was no indication that Obama lost the election in November, last November. If anything, he presented himself as a winner.
Well, in truth, though, he did win in the sense that he's using all the power that he has.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to say about him, he's using what he has. Whereas the other side is not using what they have, so therefore he is stronger than them. So he did win in the sense that they're not using the power. So he's just going to move forward.
So did he write that song, "Even When I'm Losing, I'm Still Winning"?
He could have. He should have. Yeah.
So let me ask this about the veto power. The Republicans control both houses, right?
Mm-hmm.
If they come up with some bills, good bills, that is good for the country, and Obama vetoed the bill,
mm-hmm.
Can they override the veto?
Yeah, they can. I think it's a 2/3 majority they need.
Because when he was speaking last night, and then this woman, Republican woman, responded, it gave me the feeling there was nothing Republican can do because the man just going to veto everything. And when this woman got up and responded to his speech, Republican woman responded, she didn't give me any notion that Obama can't veto everything, folks. He may try, but don't worry, we got this.
Right. She could have said that. She could have laid down some truth about how Obama has destroyed America, especially the middle class. I mean, he was talking about the middle class a lot. They should have just come back and say, look, this guy's lying about the middle class. He's actually destroyed the middle class, and here's how. Here's the numbers.
I was
They're easy
surprised
enough
that
to give out.
I thought for sure they would come back and say things like that. When you talked about unemployment is better now, employment gone up or whatever you said. Black people don't have jobs. 14% of them are still not working. And under Barack Obama, but there was nothing to say. Whoever that woman was, 14% of them, by the way. Obama, here's soundbite 2. Obama, I'm sorry, 1. Obama on universal child care.
So what does middle-class economics require in our time? First, middle-class economics means helping working families feel more secure in a world of constant change. It means helping folks afford childcare, college, health care, a home, retirement. And my budget will address each of these issues, lowering the taxes of working families and putting thousands of dollars back into their pockets each year. Here's one example. During World War II, when men like my grandfather went off to war, having women like my grandmother in the workforce was a national security priority. So this country provided universal child care. In today's economy, when having both parents in the workforce is an economic necessity for many families, we need affordable, high-quality child care more than ever. It's not a nice to have. It's a must-have. So it's time we stop treating child care as a side issue or as a women's issue and treat it like the national economic priority that it is for all of us.
If you think about it, what he's actually doing, here's what it actually is. He wants to give credits for working mothers, right? So in other words, credits make you want to do something. He's giving you a little candy, follow the candy. So he wants working mothers, right? He wants to provide universal child care. So what does he want? He really wants mothers not caring for children.
I know. I was thinking of that last
He's
night.
taking mothers out of the house and enticing them with tax credits to actually leave the home.
That's important.
And therefore, universal is not an accident. The word universal means everything. He wants to see he wants to see mothers replaced with faceless people that are watching your kids and don't have the love that a mother would have. In other words, the destruction of the family. He is totally for that because everything about Obama is, I want to weaken. And a quote I wrote during the break, Mama loves the weak child. Mama hates the strong child.
Yes.
That's Obama in a nutshell. That's him. And that's what they need to expose about him. If you don't expose that about him, you never win.
Do the Republicans get a copy of the president's speech?
Oh, yeah. Everybody
beforehand,
did.
Right?
Everybody did in this case.
Well, these people responded as though they didn't know he was going to say all those things, and so they were not prepared to deal with those in the speech. I would have thought that they were number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's what the president said, but this is not going to happen, folks. We're going to fight against this.
Jesse, Obama has been previewing the State of the Union speech. I said this the other day on your show. He's been previewing the speech for at least a week or two. So there is no mystery about what he's going to talk about. He's been talking about this in speeches for probably 2 weeks now.
And yet the Republicans were not prepared to respond.
Well, I wouldn't say not prepared.
That woman was so silly last night. I have no idea what she said. I was in such shock. And James and I, my producer, couldn't stop laughing. We were shocked. We started crying. And all hope left.
They don't want to deal with anything. They want people to think they're nice people and just vote for us because we're nice.
I also noticed that the Rhino Republicans, they put up this phony niceness to a point that if there are strong representatives in the House with them or whatever, they hate those people. They'll shut them down like they did with Alan West. Remember, they shut Alan West, got him out of there right away because he was strong, and every time he spoke up, he just told the truth about the thing, and they got him out of there. Yeah,
and they're doing the same with Ted Cruz now. Ted Cruz is very popular. He's making speeches among the people.
Yes.
They love him.
Yeah.
But the people at the top are going to do everything they can to cut him out, cut his knees out from under him.
Here's what Obama had to say on paid sick leave.
Today, we are the only advanced country on earth that doesn't guarantee paid sick leave or paid maternity leave to our workers. 43 million workers have no paid sick leave. 43 million. Think about that. And that forces too many parents to make the gut-wrenching choice between a paycheck and a sick kid at home. So I'll be taking new action to help states adopt paid leave laws of their own. And since paid sick leave won where it was on the ballot last November, let's put it to a vote right here in Washington. Send me a bill that gives every worker in America the opportunity to earn 7 days of paid sick leave. It's the right thing to do. The right thing to do.
Send me a bill that gives us the opportunity to give everyone in America paid sick leave. See how he says it in words? There's no challenge to the way he says it. What that means is send me a bill to force companies to give free time out to their employees at their own expense. That's the way it really is. And think about that. Paid sick leave, 6 weeks for a man, I believe in a woman and a man can get paid sick leave from a job. Does that strengthen your character or give you 6 weeks to sit in front of the television set?
I'm telling you. He also said it's the right thing to do.
Right.
He said that twice.
Yeah, everything is the right thing to do. It's so commonsensical. No one can disagree with this, can they?
But where is all this money coming from? We don't have any money. We're 18 trillion, Andre? We're $18 trillion in debt right now.
Under Obama.
And then if you notice, he didn't cut out the notion that Michelle had to go to Hawaii this year. We had to pay for that again.
Obama called under President Bush in 2008. He said that, and we used to play this on your show a lot. You had a soundbite. It was irresponsible. The debt was irresponsible and unpatriotic.
Yeah.
That was $4 trillion that Bush had put on, right? Obama, since he's been in power, put in $7.5 trillion in debt, almost twice as much as Bush. If what Bush did is irresponsible and unpatriotic, Obama basically doubles it. What does that mean? What does that mean about Obama? How far beyond unpatriotic and irresponsible do you want? We don't have words for it.
Do you think we're going to turn America around ever?
That is a prayer between us and God. The way it looks, no. The way it looks is we're too far gone. Our debt right now is 100% of GDP, of our gross domestic product. Is the debt equals that same amount. That means basically, for all practical purposes, we're past the point of no return. Short of a miracle, with a miracle we can do anything. Without a miracle, we can do nothing.
So should we just wait for Jesus?
Well, that's
return.
That's what got us to this position to begin with.
Waiting around for Jesus?
Yeah, we have to take action. I mean, you have to do whatever you can. You got to get the truth out wherever it may be, and so we have to keep doing it. There's no other choice.
Obama talked about women equal pay, overtime pay, raising minimum wage.
Of course, nothing helps families make ends meet like higher wages. That's why this Congress still needs to pass a law that makes sure a woman is paid the same as a man for doing the same work. It's 2015. It's time. We still need to make sure employees get the overtime they've earned. And everyone in this Congress who still refuses to raise the minimum wage, I say this. If you truly believe you could work full-time and support a family on less than $15,000 a year, try it. If not, vote to give millions of the hardest working people in America a raise.
Okay, a couple things here, Jesse.
The Democrats look pretty stupid. They kept standing up applauding on all this socialist stuff.
This stuff has such holes. His ideas have holes like Swiss cheese.
Yeah.
But nobody drives the tank through the holes. You know, that's the problem. Women should be paid the same for equal pay for equal work. There's something that I saw this morning on the internet. Valerie Jarrett, they had Carly Fiorina, who ran for governor of California. She just challenged Valerie Jarrett on that. You know, the White House itself doesn't even do that.
Right.
They don't even pay
Yeah.
equal. Yeah. So there's a lot of things behind that. So it's just ridiculous. The minimum wage thing. Why don't we just say, you know what? I'm going to take all the planks of the Communist Manifesto I can and make them real in America. Check, check, check. That's what he's saying. The minimum wage is not designed for people raising a family and all the things he's talking about. I mean, entry-level jobs like McDonald's, they're not designed for that. They're designed to give you some skills so you can move up the ladder. But they talk about minimum wage. What Obama and his people are doing are actually driving people out of the workforce because they're going to demand $15 an hour for working at McDonald's.
Yeah,
You know what they're going to do to McDonald's? They're going to automate everything, just like they're doing at the banks now. They're going to automate everything and get rid of these silly workers. They're going to end up with no job.
Speaking of that, at the banks, you're right. They're putting it in these new machines now, where you can see the person you're talking to at the teller when you walk up to the teller. Right. Why is it that the employees are not complaining that work for the bank? Because they're being put out of work.
Maybe the employees are being fired when they do. We don't see the employees, do we? They're losing employees at the bank. There's no question about it. You go to the local banks. I went into a couple yesterday, and I observed. They're losing the actual people. And the customers are complaining, at least to each other. Now, I complained to the manager, a couple of them. But most employees, most people that go in there will complain, but they'll just say it to each other. And slowly but surely, if we don't say anything, all that stuff goes away.
I'm amazed at how we as Americans accept whatever's done to us, because you can walk into a bank now, there are long lines and maybe two tellers, and the people stand there and just take it. Yeah. And if somebody in line should speak out loud about it, they could be shouted down by others in the line.
Yeah, the manager told me we're offering more choice. And I said, what about my choice to want a shorter line? And he just looked at me and walked away.
Andre used to work for a bank. He said, if you complain, you get fired.
Yeah.
Let go. Back in a moment.
Something helped me, led me to you. Look at the